Hello viewers. Welcome to Seek Wisdom. First of all, we would like to thank you for playing out this video. Welcome back to the second video on the summary of the book, The 48 Laws of Power, written by Robert Greene. This part briefs Law 13 to 24. You can access part 1 from link above. Let's get started. Law 13, when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never their mercy or gratitude. If you need to turn to an ally for help, do not bother to remind him of your past assistance and good deeds. He will find a way to ignore you. Instead, uncover something in your request, or in your alliance with him, that will benefit him, and emphasize it out of all proportion. Self-interest is the greatest motivator for people. He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to be gained for himself. Once you master the art of working out what others want and using it to further your own plans, there will be no limits on what you can accomplish. 14th law, pose as a friend, work as a spy. Knowing about your rival is critical. Use spies to gather valuable information that will keep you a step ahead. However, using others as spies, you open yourself up to vulnerabilities by letting other people do your work for you. Better still, play the spy yourself. In polite social encounters, learn to probe. Ask indirect questions to get people to reveal their weaknesses and intentions. There is no occasion that is not an opportunity for artful spying. Once you know this information, you can better predict how they are going to move next. Coming to 15th law, crush your enemy totally. To crush your enemy partially means that they will eventually recover and seek revenge. Ultimately, you can only gain peace and serenity if your enemies cease to exist. If you manage to remove all of your opponent's options, then they will have no choice but to bend to your will. By giving them nothing to negotiate with and no room to maneuver, you will have crushed them. Here comes 16th law, use absence to increase strength and honor. Too much circulation makes the price go down. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. If you are already established in a group, temporary withdrawal from it will make you more talked about, even more admired. You must learn when to leave. Create value through scarcity. Once you return from your absence, it will appear as if you have been resurrected, and people will be relieved to see you again. However, please note, this law only applies once a certain level of power has been attained. Leave too early and you do not increase respect, you are simply forgotten. Similarly, absence is only effective in love and seduction once you have surrounded the other with your image. Coming to 17th law, keep others in suspended terror, cultivate an air of unpredictability. Humans are creatures of habit with an insatiable need to see familiarity in other people's actions. Your predictability gives them a sense of control. Turn the tables, be deliberately unpredictable. Behavior that seems to have no consistency or purpose will keep them off balance, and they will wear themselves out trying to explain your moves. Taken to an extreme, this strategy can intimidate and terrorize. Unsettle those around you and keep the initiative by being unpredictable. Law 18, do not build a fortress to protect yourself, isolation is dangerous. The world is dangerous and enemies are everywhere, everyone has to protect themselves. A fortress seems the safest. But isolation exposes you to more dangers than it protects you from. You cut yourself off from valuable information. This makes you vulnerable to attack. Better to circulate among people, find allies, mingle. Use crowd to shield yourself from your enemies. If you need time to think, then choose isolation as a last resort, and only in small doses. Therefore, to become powerful, you must place yourself at the center of things. Activity should revolve around you. Resist the urge to retreat when things feel uncertain. Coming to law 19, know who you're dealing with, do not offend the wrong person. Choose your opponents wisely. It pays to not offend the wrong person. The skill of correctly measuring people is the most important with regard to getting and maintaining power. Be sure to know everything about a person before you work with them. There are some people that once defeated will spend the rest of their lives seeking revenge. Don't rely on your instincts to get an understanding of a person, never trust appearances. Watch your target over a long period of time to get a true picture of their nature. Here are the 5 most dangerous. The arrogant and proud man, any perceived slight will invite vengeance. Flee these people. The hopelessly insecure man, similar to the proud man, but will take revenge in smaller bites over time. Do not stay around him if you have harmed or deceived him. Mr. Suspicion sees the worst in others and imagines that everyone is after him. Easy to deceive, get him to turn on others. The serpent with a long memory, if hurt, he will show no anger, but will calculate and wait. Recognized by his calculation and cunning in other areas of life, he is usually cold and unaffectionate. Crush him completely or flee. The plain, unassuming, and often unintelligent man, this man will not take the bait because he does not recognize it. Do not waste your resources trying to deceive him. Have a test ready for a mark, a joke, a story. If reaction is literal, this is the type you are dealing with. 20th law, do not commit to anyone. Do not commit to anyone, stay above the fray. It is the fool who always rushes to take sides. Do not commit to any side or cause but yourself. By maintaining your independence, you become the master of others, playing people against one another, making them pursue you. When you hold back from joining a cause, you create a sense of respect because you appear untouchable. You gain a reputation for independence. Stay aloof and gain the power that comes from attention and frustrated desire. Do not let others drag you into their fights. Seem interested and supportive, but neutral. Staying neutral allows you to keep initiative and take advantage of the situation when one side starts to lose. You only have so much time and energy, every moment wasted on affairs of others subtracts from your strength. Make sure to maintain emotional objectivity in the affairs of others. Law 21, play a sucker to catch a sucker, seem dumber than your mark. Given how important the idea of intelligence is to most people's vanity, it is critical never inadvertently to insult or impugn a person's brain power. Rather, a great trick is to make your opponents feel smarter than you. Once they believe themselves to be more intelligent, they will never suspect that you have any ulterior motives. Coming to 22nd law, use the surrender tactic, transform weakness into power. People trying to make a show of their authority are easily deceived by the surrender tactic. Next time someone pushes you and you find yourself starting to react, try this: do not resist or fight back, but yield, turn the other cheek, bend. If you surrender instead, you have an opportunity to coil around your enemy and strike with your fangs from close up. Surrender gives you time to recover, time to torment and irritate your conqueror, time to wait for his power to wane. Do not give him the satisfaction of fighting and defeating you, surrender first. Here comes 23rd law, concentrate your forces. Intensity defeats extensity every time. Conserve your forces and energies by keeping them concentrated at their strongest point. When looking for such a source, identify a single spring that will sustain you for a long time to come. In any organization, power will emanate from a small group of people who are holding all the strings. Consequently, power is like oil, you only need to strike it once to assure yourself a lifetime of wealth and power. Law 24, play the perfect courtier. The courtier wields power through discreet avenues. By flattering and yielding to their superiors and only enforcing their power through charm and grace, they gradually accumulate an ever-increasing amount of power. There are several steps one can take to become the perfect courtier, and they involve the following. Practicing nonchalance. Being frugal with flattery. Adapting your style and language according to your audience. Avoiding being the bearer of bad news. Never criticizing your superiors. Being self-observant. Mastering your emotions. Being a source of pleasure. Here finishes this video. We shall back soon with rest of the 2 parts. Thank you for your patience. Be happy, be safe.